Okay, so this is a presentation on Make It Better Ideas, or the whole thought of Kaizen, which is continuous improvement. And it's patterned after something that's commonly known as Quick and Easy Kaizen. It's made famous by Norm Bodek, but it's really about taking ideas to make things better and just doing them without any real delay or complication. Okay, so Kaizen seeks to eliminate the 8 waste plus 2 of the other concepts, but we're going to focus on the 8 waste right now. So Kaizen success criteria, if we're going to do Quick and Easy Kaizen or just Do It Kaizen, is we have to have basic training and learning to see waste, the downtime waste, defect, overproduction, waiting, non-value add, transportation, inventory, motion, and a lack of employee engagement. Okay? And so the first thing that we need to do to have success is that after the training is that we have the expectation that everyone is to be generating ideas for customer value and process improvement. And the way that we get that expectation to be part of our everyday thinking is we recognize and respect those ideas and the sharing of those ideas as part of our working environment, our culture. Kaizen failures, as a matter of fact, come from basically the culture that's set in place by the leaders, and it's sort of we're stuck in our same thinking pattern. And unfortunately, we've got people that think that all the ideas are stacked up in one individual or in a specialist or an engineer or in a leader, and that's just ridiculous. The true ideas and the best ideas are those that are residing with the individuals and the teams on the front line, particularly if they've been taught how to keep generating those ideas. The other thing is just a pure lack of discipline of expecting ideas to come, being able to process those ideas systematically, and tend to recognize them and to keep that cycle going. All right, so let's just step back just a little bit and make sure that we understand well and reinforce what Kaizen consciousness is in its various forms. The word itself translates into continuous improvement. Kai means change, and Zen means peace or pursuit of perfection. And so from this lean framework, we get the pursuit of perfection. Okay, Kaizen consciousness is really about everybody in every place, in every process, thinking continuous improvement. This is a mindset for everyone on everything. And so we always can make it a little bit better, and it's mostly done by the individual. Of course, there's the other type of Kaizens. One is Kaizen Blitz. That's where we got a focused event, where we have everybody really bearing down on an event, particularly the team members and the support members and management, to make all the resources available to really focus on an area and generate a lot of new ideas, sort through those ideas, implement the ones that they can immediately, and start working systematically to put all the other ideas in place to improve that process. And we have this sort of team involvement, whether it's the process team itself or a cross-functional team that's going to do this thinking experiments, continually experimenting. They're going to do the plan, do, study, adjust cycle that goes back to the Deming quality processes. And so this is scientific thinking, which is a process of itself, and it's mostly done by the teams, as we said, are process support individuals. Kaizen really is part of the proof of respect that a culture of continuous improvement, or lean culture, is based on. It is the heart of continuous improvement. It goes back to the early suggestion systems, which were good attempts at trying to get people involved and bringing their best ideas to work. Kodak did that back in 1898. Most companies have tried this in one form or another. And unfortunately, so many gone the way of the program of the month club, or as we say, the way of the dodo bird. And that's where, because it was worked this way, workers suggest it, and then they're handed off or turned in to a supervisor or a manager or engineering group to look at, and they take responsibility for it. And then the participation of cost savings becomes questionable because, of the way it's thought and the way it's worked. And of course, due to lack of focus or a good framework process, it can very quickly workers lose enthusiasm for it. eventually, we see in most companies that this process tends to overload the managers and supervisors. It really ends up irritating them before it's over with because it's a distraction from their priorities of work. And this is important to keep in mind because you transfer the idea and the ownership of the idea to the person, to beyond where the work is being done. This is kind of in sync with the Gallup surveys currently that show that 7% of the workers are dissatisfied with their job. And most of this, when we do a root cause analysis, is lack of appreciation or respect, or that the ideas of the individuals that are working are not valued very much. And so Kaizen comes with the framework and proven methods when we really adopt that lean culture. So let's think about that just a little bit. Daily, we should be just doing it, this kind of Kaizen approach. Everyone should be looking for opportunities all the time and being engaged that way. And this is what we call ongoing continuous improvement. It does show true respect. It's like any good team. They're all trying to work together to figure it out and to make it better. This is where the ownership belongs. It is improving. How can we improve it if we don't fully understand it? We don't own it. Okay? And the sustainment of ideas is a big issue within lean and other process improvement. So sustainment is almost automatic when you do a just do it or quick and easy Kaizens because the ownership stays right where it belongs within the team or with the individual. It's not imposed ideas from the outside or somebody smarter pushing that stuff down. And of course, the whole process is that one idea, and particularly one idea shared, leads to another idea, or taking an idea and implementing other places. And this cycle goes on and on. So that's the premise that this is all built on. Let's just reinforce that again. The specifics are necessary to implement a successful Kaizen, quick and easy Kaizen. There's no heavy approval process. There's no real waiting period. There's a simple capture, form or process. We make a before statement and an after statement of what the improvement is. We try to take a picture of what it is before the situation, which that saves a lot of writing because that picture is worth 1,000 words. Then we take a picture at the end. Okay, and then what we want to do is we want to take that little snapshot of the before process and after process and post that up on the way to the bathroom, on the way to the lunchroom, somewhere people will see it. And of course, when we have an opportunity, point it out at company-wide meetings, just to walk those ideas down so they get two things: they get reinforced and shared around, and they get recognized, which is what people like. So the fundamental of Kaizen thinking is that each person looks for a way to make their own work better, easier, more interesting. This is a plan, do, study, adjust approach. We want everybody to improve their skills and their expertise and their work environment. And of course, we want to see change as a positive thing, that we're constantly looking for changes to make our work better. And we're looking for small changes, something like a 2-second cycle time. It's getting something that just bugs you. It doesn't have to be something, some major feat. Just a lot of little ideas are a whole lot better. And of course, we want to overcome the resistance to change and actually let that be a challenge, and accept that challenge, enjoy that challenge. And so that we want to lay in this absolute expectation that everybody's going to keep making improvements, at least one good one a week. Okay, so just so we do have a process, and it's like a 1, 2, 3 ABC type process, let's just walk it through it. So I, as an individual, see an opportunity or a problem. I write it down. Writing it down is very important because, as the old saying goes, that the dullest pencil writing down an idea is better than the sharpest mind that the idea is never captured. Okay? So what we do is we write it down, short description, list of possible countermeasures, pull the string on root cause if that's necessary. We take a picture of the as-is state, and then we design or invent a just-do-it type solution to make it a little bit better. We share that with a team leader. It's a great idea, or hey, let's work this just a little bit and think it through and walk it through, which is the next step. But refine the solution idea because, beating it off someone and working it back and forth and chewing on it a little bit does make them a little bit better, particularly getting some other ideas home. Team leader gets the team member to implement the idea. Once it's implemented, we take a picture of the improvement. We make sure the form's filled out so we can see it and share it around. We put it on display. And then, of course, at the, as people passing by, it's shared, but then it's reinforced and recommended at company meetings to put it into play all the different possible places and routines that can help. The form is simple. Here again, just a simple one sheet, big box form. Put a title on, describe the situation, describe the improvement, say who did it and when, before picture, after picture, and we like to just dig it just a little deeper and share around just a little bit more is what downtime wasted we eliminate with this idea. Okay, so just to reinforce thinking of ideas themselves as a process. And people say they get stuck. How can I come up with an idea every day? Well, here's some starters. First thing is, just once again, look for a quick way to get rid of one of the 8 downtime wastes: defects, overproduction, waiting, non-value add processing, transportation, inventory, motion, and engagement. Another good idea to start is ask yourself, what's been bugging you lately? What could you make a quick fix on? And finally, if you can't think of anything else, what would it take to just improve this part of the cycle, this part of this step that I'm working on by 2 seconds? You did that over and over again. Just think, 2 seconds a week over the course of it. You'd chop off a couple of minutes off your process time. If everybody did that, look at the impact that would make on our work. So any one of these should help us come up with an idea. And, of course, don't worry about just coming up with one. Come up with all you can. And then you just pick and choose from them as your time goes on.